Hi everyone. This is going to be a little bit dicey because I have 3 or 4 different cameras going on at once. Actually going live in like 3 different forums right now and trying to make it sort of all come together to make sure we serve our user group, the Organic South on Facebook, and the Organic South on Instagram. So bear with me as we sort of get all this going. Hi guys, I'll go back to my camera so y'all can see me. Hey, there's my messy office behind us. And let's go live on the Organic South too so everybody can see us. Hey everybody. Hello. So we'll wait just 2 minutes for those of you guys that are going to jump on live to jump on. I'm so excited to be talking to everyone. The Organic South Instagram, the Organic South Facebook page, and our essential oil user group. Hey Cassie, our essential oil user group called Essential Oil Solutions, that is a special private group for our members only. So you guys, I have been studying so intensely for the last 2 or 3 days, really getting to know all of the new essential oils and products. Those of you guys that are in our user group get a special treat for my presentation because you will get to see the slides that I made. Hi everybody. You're going to get to see the slides that I made. So if you guys that are on live on the Organic South and on Instagram want to see those slides, I'll be uploading those to the YouTube channel later on. So stay tuned for those because those have some good information. So hooray, I put on makeup. And I'm excited to share with you guys all of the research and knowledge that I have gained the last 2 days on all of these amazing products. And we've already been using them in our home, and I'm so excited to tell you about everything that doTERRA has brought to us this year in 2018. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so for those of you guys in our Essential Oil user group, you'll get to see these beautiful slides. And for those of you guys on live in the other forums, you just get to see me and the products. All right, so let's talk about 2018 for doTERRA. For those of you guys that are not familiar with sort of the consistency and the cycle of doTERRA and how they do things, every year we have something called convention, and usually in September in Utah, where doTERRA not only releases new information, new research, but also releases new products. So they're constantly working on securing sourcing and constantly working on securing new oils that we can all use in our homes and for our families. And so every year in September, it's such a big treat because we all get to fly to Utah and we get to learn new research that's come out, and we get to experience the new oils and products. So more so than ever, doTERRA is committed to changing the world. And it's not just through the health of our families and the health of all the people that we encounter, but it's also about the world. You know, doTERRA sources from over 46 countries around the world. And so their commitment, and when they do that, is to get the highest quality oils and create the most impact around the world. So they have this mission to change the world, one drop, one person, one community at a time. And it's not just about helping, it's about serving. And it's about empowering the communities that they source oils from. They knew by sourcing indigenously that they would get the highest quality oils from around the world, right? Because the climate and the soil is ripe to source. When you source from a plant where it grows indigenously, you get the highest quality oil. But they found such an amazing opportunity to build up these communities, and so that's what they do. They empower them, and that's just the most important thing that we're doing through using these oils. Is before we even know it, we're serving people around the world that are harvesting these beautiful oils for us. So they do that through their co-impact sourcing initiatives. And that co-impact sourcing initiative always means that they are positively impacting the communities that they connect with. So how amazing. Listen to these numbers, you guys. Quality starts long before the seed is planted. And over the years that doTERRA has been in business, they have provided and helped create over 96,000 jobs around the world. That's pretty incredible. Over 455,000 lives impacted. They've built a regional hospital in Somaliland, piped in running water for the village in Haiti that supplies our vetiver. So just know that every time you buy a bottle of oil, you are contributing to lifting up communities around around the world that need an economic provision, that need a sustenance for their family, and it comes from those indigenous plants that they harvest. So what an amazing opportunity to indirectly impact the world. What's coming for the future? So doTERRA is committed to health and healthcare and to integrating modern healthcare as well as integrative healthcare, alternative healthcare. And so they are partnering to create healthcare clinics around the country. And the name of those healthcare clinics is going to be Prime Meridian. And so the first one is opening this year in Salt Lake City, not Salt Lake City, but in Pleasant Grove, Utah. And there's going to be a couple more to come, one in Phoenix, one in Nashville, sort of in the Southeast region. So we're very excited about that because it's going to really establish a new model for how we all want healthcare, right? More access, easier, more time with our healthcare providers, right? And healthcare providers that understand everything from the alternative approach to the modern medicine approach so we can heal our bodies. So doTERRA is also committed to quality, as we know. That's the biggest commitment that doTERRA has to us, is making sure that they source quality oils that are healthy for our body, healthy for our families. So they have partnered with the Aromatic Plant Research Center, and they're going to be a world leader in essential oil research. This is an independently owned company. They do third-party testing for doTERRA, and they're also conducting independent research studies to make sure that we are studying how essential oils work in the body. And we saw a lot of great information about that presented at our conference last week. Lots of great science about how essential oils work in the body, how they cross through the cellular membrane, how they actually create different sort of metabolic pathways in our body. So lots of great research that's going to be coming out about that more and more. So we're excited that they're partnered with the Aromatic Plant Research Center. You can like them on Facebook and follow them. They're always posting new content. So it's great to follow them because you really can see, if you love the science behind how essential oils work in the body, then you can really start to see that through the Aromatic Plant Research Center and all the new research that they're doing. All right, so let's talk about the new products. And for those of you guys that can't see my slideshow, that's just for our user group. I'm just going to be showing you what we're talking about. So the kids collection is the very first thing that we're going to talk about. So everybody has been so excited to have some sort of a line committed and dedicated just for kids. And so doTERRA has met our desire for that. We're so excited. And this kids collection is comprised of 6 different blends. We're going to talk about each one, how it works in the body, and how we use them for our kids. They are safe from babies up into adults. I used my son's Restful blend the other night and I absolutely loved it. And what's so fantastic is it comes in a little pouch just like this. For those of you guys that are seeing this slideshow, it comes in a little pouch just like this, okay? And it has a little zipper on it, and you can open it up, and it's got a little place for the roller bottles. And what's so cute, my son loved this the other night, is it actually comes with a little set of flashcards. So how cool is that? And it's going to go through every single oil blend. So if your kids are a little bit older, my son was 5, my daughter was 3, and we were able to go through these cute little flashcards and talk about every single oil and how they were going to use it throughout their day. So very cool. Okay, so let's talk about each blend. So, and doTERRA's goal and mission in this is really to ensure that the next generation is protected, nurtured, and empowered. And we know when our kids can deal with their emotions, can deal with their body, can have a tool, that's empowering to them. And that really helps them get through some of the difficulties of the day, whether it's a scrape or a fall, a bug bite, a bump or a bruise, or whether it's someone not being nice to them, or like the other day, my son's show and share broke and he was very upset. So he had a lot of emotions around that, or just focusing at school. So all of these blends are focused in 3 different areas for kids, okay? So we are gonna talk about the mind, the body, and the heart, okay? So those are the 3 different categories. Now, for the mind, the first blend is called the Thinker blend, okay? And you'll notice it has these little hang tags, these carabiners that can be attached to the book bag. And they're a little bit loose, so I was keeping mine, my son's like right in his book bag. So the Thinker blend is really the perfectly diluted blend for kids to sort of stimulate the mind and open up the mind to help kids focus and get their work done. So it's a mix of vetiver. Now some of you are saying, okay, why vetiver? I use vetiver to sleep and it makes me go to sleep. So why would we use vetiver for this, right? So the reason we use vetiver for this, because it's a common oil that we actually have seen enhance brain waves on EEGs. And actually for kids, their hardest problem with focusing sometimes is just being able to sit still for longer periods of time and actually get their work done. And so vetiver actually helps calm them down a little bit. So vetiver in here for that peppermint, which is known to actually help with focus and attention. You know, the teachers that used to give out peppermint candies for school, well, that was food grade, not therapeutic grade. And here we have therapeutic grade peppermint oil. So that helps stimulate the mind. Rosemary, which has been well proven to help with memory retention. So rosemary is a great thing to diffuse and put on topically when you're doing work. And then, of course, just a little bit of clementine. So some of that uplifting citrus oil that we know is so great for kids when they're studying, and for any of us really, to help us sort of get in the zone of learning. And it's perfectly diluted in fractionated coconut oil for kids, so it's very safe. Sorry, Instagram, I'm gonna turn you this way so you can see me a little bit better. I might be a little wobbly, but so this is perfect. Now the other blend that is also in the mind category is going to be the one called Calmer, right? To help calm their mind. And this is a great one. It's also called the Restful Blend. So it's going to be a fantastic option for rubbing diluted on your kids for sleep. So what does this have in it? Lavender. So, and another oil called Canuga. And remember that lavender is really the anti-anxiety sort of essential oil for in the plant world. So it's very, very good at sort of calming, bringing down the brain, making everything feel sort of quiet and calm in the brain. It has another oil in it called Canuga. Now, some of you guys have never heard of Canuga before, but it's actually sort of a cousin of ylang ylang. And the ylang ylang is a flowering oil that is typically very heavy and very intense. So Canuga is actually less intense than that, but it's very well known for its calming sort of sedative effects. And then we have Buddha wood. So Buddha wood is a tree oil steam distilled from trees in Australia. And remember, this is grounding. So anytime we talk about tree oils, we're going to talk about grounding, okay? And then Roman chamomile, which is a very well-known oil that we use for sleep. It's a mild sedative and very well known for anti-anxiety effects. Sorry, Instagram, I feel like you're getting the short end of the stick when it comes to my cameras. Because I have so many. And that's purple, okay? So those are the oils in the category to help kids with their mind. Okay, so next, let's talk about the body. Okay, so we have the Stronger blend, red, perfect color for that, right? So Stronger, it's called a protective blend. And its primary benefits are to actually boost the immune system, boost wellness and vitality, and to protect the child, really. And so we've got in here cedarwood, litsea, frankincense, and of course beautiful rose. Rose is a very expensive prized oil, but it's fantastic, as well as frankincense is, for regulating the inflammatory response, okay? So this helps keep inflammation at bay, okay? And also protects them against threats, okay? So we're talking about oils that have antibacterial, antiviral, and immune supporting properties. So that's the red blend. For those of you guys that have been a little bit nervous to use On Guard in your children that are under a year, this is going to be a perfect option, okay, moving forward. This is going to be the one that is super safe, super well diluted, and super gentle for even babies for protective support. Okay, now the other one that is for the body is called Rescuer. I just think that's so cute. It's Rescuer. It's called the Soothing Blend. Okay, and it's blue. So this is the one in the body category that is for all those bumps, scrapes, and bruises, okay? So it's got copaiba. Copaiba we know is a very soothing anti-inflammatory oil. In fact, we use it on the gums for teething. It's fantastic for that. Lavender, very well known to help with skin regeneration and tissue regeneration. So lavender is very soothing for those bug bites. It's your anti-itch. For those kitchen burns, it's fantastic for burns. Think of lavender as like the Swiss Army knife of oils. Spearmint, so a little bit of that sort of mint healing antibacterial properties there. Xanthoxylum, okay, and it's all diluted in a base of fractionated coconut oil. And so xanthozylum is a new one you probably haven't heard of before, but it's very, very soothing to the tissues and to the central nervous system, okay? So for some of those little bumps and bruises that happen for kids that sometimes cause them a little bit, they need some pain support, that's a great oil in there to help with that, okay? And so that's also diluted in fractionated coconut oil. And let's see, next we have the next category, which is the heart blends, okay? And I just think this is so cute and fantastic, because how many of your toddlers and kids need a little bit of help with their heart, right? They need help with emotions. And for those of you guys that follow me, you know that one of my favorite topics to talk about is using aromas to actually uplift and change our mood and emotions and to help us actually process them. So it's not just about feeling and not feeling them, it's about feeling them and processing them. And so I love that we have an opportunity for kids to now experience this. So first we have the Steady Blend. I don't have that one with me because that's my daughter's favorite right now. She has it upstairs. So it comes in a green little bottle, and the Steady Blend has amorous bark in it, which is actually known to help with anxious feelings, balsam fir, and it's perfect that it's green because it has a lot of tree oils in there, okay? Coriander, a seed oil, right? It's a very grounding oil. And guess what new oil it also has in it? Magnolia. So we're going to talk about magnolia in a little bit. Magnolia is one of the most calming flower oils that exists out there. So a fantastic, fantastic blend to help kids ground. So during those tantrums and everybody's kind of going nuts and maybe somebody's writhing in the floor, something like that, this would be a perfect blend, probably along with the calming blend, the purple one, to pull out and sort of rub on them and let them use. And then the last blend, this is my son's favorite, it's called Brave. It's orange in color. Sorry, you guys on Facebook Live, there's just a little bit too much brightness there. So there you go, the Brave blend. You guys see it on the right there. This is called the Courage blend. I mean, this is just so cute. I can't get over it. Wild orange, amorous bark, we see that again, another grounding oil. Wild orange, very uplifting. When you think about mood uplifting oils for your kids, think about citrus. So the Brave blend, osmanthus, which is a flowering oil, and cinnamon. So cinnamon is our energy oil, right? Cinnamon is powerful, strong. It's also very, very antibacterial, antiviral in nature. And so this is a fantastic blend. And it's sort of interesting because I think my son has been intimidated a little bit by some kids in school and just some things that happen, and he's very sensitive and he was very drawn to this. He said this was his favorite blend. So I just found that very interesting. So what an incredible tool to be able to use for your children. 6 different new blends by doTERRA coming out October 1st. Wholesale, you can get them all together for less than $100. It was $95. And then I let my kids sort of split it up because everybody had their own favorite. And then November 1st, you're going to be able to buy them individually, okay? And those of you guys in our Essential Oil User Group, you can see it there individually. So fantastic, fantastic blends. And you guys, I love your comments and your questions, so please put them in there. But because I'm live right now in 3 different forums, I just can't see all of you quite yet. And so just know, I love your comments and your questions. Please put them in there. I promise you, once everything is done, I will get back in there and get to it, okay? So now let's talk about some of the new oils that doTERRA has brought to us that are great for us as adults. So thank God for the kids line. Hooray. It's perfectly diluted from babies to older kids. Takes all the guesswork out of mixing your oils and gives them a great tool. My son's teacher has been very accepting of it at school. I asked her, I said, we have a new tool for William and Emmeline to use at school. Are you okay with that? She was great with it. And then I instructed my children, don't put this on anyone else. It's just for you, okay? So, and of course I told them, if your friends want it and you want to share it, fantastic. Then certainly you can share it. But I sort of instructed them, don't necessarily put it on anybody else without asking them first or them asking. Okay, now moving on to the new oil that doTERRA came out with, the Magnolia Touch. So we saw a lot of flowering oils last year that doTERRA brought to us, rose, jasmine, neroli, and doTERRA hasn't disappointed us this year in a new flowering oil. So magnolia comes from the magnolia blossom. This comes from rural China, and it's It's steam distilled from the actual flower. You guys, it takes over 5,000 magnolia petals to actually make one bottle of magnolia oil. So this is going to be $28 wholesale. It's going to be available October 1st. Okay, so just around the corner. So emotionally, this blend is known to be opening heavily, and it's just this beautiful, beautiful scent. Calming and relaxing. It's fantastic for the skin. We're going to talk about that. Very soothing and great to balance anxious feelings. So let's just talk about this oil a little bit more in depth, the chemistry of it. Okay, so flower oil chemistry is very interesting. Most of our flower oils have something called linalool in them. Now we know lavender is our calming oil of choice, right? Taken internally by doTERRA, it's fantastic for calming anxious feelings. Lavender's linalool content is around 31%, somewhere around there, 30%, 31%. Guess how much linalool is in this, you guys? Over 71% of magnolia oil is linalool. And I want you to think about linalool as the calming chemical constituent in these flower oils. It's very safe in pregnancy, so some great studies that show great safety in pregnancy. So what a fantastic tool for pregnant moms when that anxiety creeps up, or in labor. How fantastic, right? It's also fantastic for the skin. So there's some great studies on this related to especially acne and skin disruptions. There was a study directly on it related to acne, that it actually killed the bacteria that causes breakouts. So what a fantastic oil, already diluted. Just to sort of, I rubbed some on my finger last night and added it into my skin lotion, and it just smells beautiful. This would be a great, great perfume replacement. If you're used to using synthetic perfumes, which we know are not healthy for us, this would be a great replacement. It's also known as a very, very strong anti-inflammatory agent. Okay, so for those of you guys in the user group, you can see that chart there with the flower oil chemistry, and it sort of compares it to all of the other floral oils. So we see that magnolia sort of stands out because it's very diverse in what it helps. So it's very relaxing, great for skin health, great actually for the gastrointestinal tract. So if you're having some stomach upset or stomach pains, fantastic to rub this on topically. It's very immune boosting, okay? So it actually works on the inflammatory system to sort of help boost the immune system, and would be a fantastic oil to use topically for sleep. So we're so grateful for this. It's gonna be available October 1st. Okay, moving on now to another new oil we have, and some of you guys are maybe familiar with this, called pink pepper, because we were lucky enough to see it in the actual Mother's Day kit that came out, the blending kit. So pink pepper, it's gonna come in the 5 ml bottle, and it's actually going to be out October 1st. The wholesale price is $22, and it will come in the 5 ml bottle. And you guys, it has just a very, very unique smell. So while we call it pink pepper, it's actually not a pepper, it's actually a berry from a tree. And what's so interesting, the story behind this is that in Guatemala, where they're sourcing it from right now, and they're going to be sourcing it from Kenya, these trees grow there as shade trees. Oh, Kelly said, I love listening to you talk about the oils. You're such an inspiring speaker. You're so sweet, Kelly, thank you. I know you're gonna love that kids kit for your baby. It's just been a huge help for us, but thank you, Kelly, you're so sweet. So pink pepper is so great, you guys. I'm so excited to talk to you right now about the science of this, because some of the science about this is so life-changing for some of you that have been affected by cellular disruptions. And when I say cellular disruptions, I mean unhealthy cells, right? Cells that we don't want in our body, okay? And we're not going to use disease terms. We're just going to talk about real science, okay? So pink pepper is going to be a lifesaver for some of you related to that. So it actually works on almost every single system. It's very safe in pregnancy. It's very chemically diverse. And again, these trees are grown in Guatemala, Peru, now going to be sourced from in Kenya as well, and they're shade trees. So some of the people in Guatemala, a lot of us are not familiar with this, but there was a huge earthquake there this past year. Many people killed. This is offering them an economic provision of sustenance in life, because now they're harvesting pink pepper. Didn't even know about its value, and doTERRA is helping them with that. And so let's just talk about the science a little bit for those of you guys that love the science. it works on every single system. So primary chemical constituent is something called alpha-philandrine, okay? So you guys, this actually activates something called natural killer cells in our body that actually are sent out to kill and destroy unhealthy cells. Okay, so if we are worried about unhealthy cells growing and proliferating in our body, then this is the oil that we want to use, okay? It encourages that healthy cell cycle, and it actually encourages something called apoptosis, which is cellular death. And we want that to happen for those cells that are abnormal. We don't want those abnormal cells to stay in our body and proliferate and grow, okay? It also helps support the inflammatory response. So sometimes our body overdoes an inflammatory response, and we don't want that. We want it to stay sort of in this nice range. We want some inflammation when we need it, but not too much. So the alpha-philandrine in this pink pepper is going to help us with that. And so it's fantastic too for nerves. So sorry about that on Instagram, you guys. Someone was calling my husband's phone. So this is going to be an incredible, useful tool for those of you guys that know someone or yourself that suffer from nerve discomfort, okay? Any sort of discomfort related to nerves in the body. So we know that it's fantastic in helping those neuropathic discomforts and sort of calm the nervous system down. And it is the only oil, you guys, the only single oil that has this alpha-philandrine in the 15 to 30% ratio. So you're not going to find this in any other oil. It's why it's unique. So we're going to be able to use this oil topically and internally, okay? See the supplemental facts box on the side of it? That means that it's safe for ingestion. You guys that are on here live that may not use doTERRA, please remember that you should never ingest any other oil other than this that has sort of the supplement fact box. If you're buying stuff from another place and it says do not ingest, I wouldn't even put that oil on your body. So safety and quality are extremely important in this situation. So we're going to be able to use this oil topically, internally. I'm actually diffusing it right now because it smells fantastic. But for those of you guys that can't see my screen, I want to tell you about DDR Prime. So DDR Prime is doTERRA's oil blend that is actually for cellular health. Again, for people that have dysfunctional cells that are not working properly, we usually recommend DDR Prime. And you guys can't see my screen, but for those of you can, there's a beautiful little pink ribbon there that is oh so subtle. And everyone sort of knows what the pink ribbon is for. So a perfect combination would be DDR Prime and pink pepper to combat those that have suffered cellular disruptions that we know love that pink little ribbon, okay? And what that supports. So there's actually great scientific evidence out there to prove that these oils are fantastic in disrupting and destroying those abnormal cells. So we all know someone that needs that. So those two are going to be a perfect combination to use together, okay? DDR Prime and pink pepper. So fantastic too topically, you guys. We're going to be using this for pain. Okay, so for any sort of pain, discomfort, nerve discomfort, fantastic to use topically with our new oil turmeric and copaiba. Okay, our other oil that we know works on the cannabinoid system that is great for any sort of discomfort. And for any of you that know someone that suffers from nerve discomfort because of having excess glucose in the body, if they have that problem and they have nerve discomfort from that, this is going to be a great oil for them to use topically for that nerve discomfort. Okay, so I could go on and on about pink pepper, but we'll stop there. Okay, the next is actually what's considered to be a nutritive duo. So doTERRA has combined yarrow oil with pomegranate seed oil. So yarrow oil actually comes from a flowering oil, and it's actually an essential oil. And then the pomegranate seed oil is actually, as we know, a fatty acid oil. So this nutritive duo is going to be available not until December, okay? And it's actually going to come with a little dropper in it. And actually, it's going to come in a 30 ml bottle. What you see right here is the 15 ml bottle, but it will come in a 30 ml bottle. It is $95 wholesale, but wait till you hear about the benefits. So probably one of the more expensive oils. But once you hear about how this works, I think you'll find I used to spend $100 easily on beauty care products, right? And this is going to be your new beauty care product, trust me. So it's going to provide powerful antioxidant support, cellular, immune, nervous system support. Ladies, it's going to provide amazing metabolic function. And some of you men too who are fighting some of those extra pounds, this is going to be one of your favorite new oils for metabolic function. Very strong anti-aging components in the yarrow oil. Okay, so help to restore amazing youthful skin. So I've started putting a drop in my lotion at night. I feel like my skin is looking pretty good these days, so I'm very grateful for that. You'll notice the supplement facts box on the side, so that means you can take it internally. Now, just a little bit of chemistry here. We're going to talk about the chemistry of it, okay? This oil is blue, okay? So for those of you guys online, I'll show you my camera, and you can tell I've been using it. See the blue? So it's just this beautiful, beautiful color. And the reason why it's blue is because it has a chemical constituent in it called chemazoline, okay? And you'll see that it will be blue a little bit on the skin, and then I rub it in, and then the blue goes away. So it has a beautiful chemical constituent called chemazoline. And chemazoline has been known to have higher antioxidant capacity than vitamin C or vitamin E. So if you guys hear about people getting vitamin C infusions because they want to up their antioxidant levels to combat some problems that they're having, you guys, this is even higher than that. So this is going to be really, really important. It also has beta-carotenin in it, okay? Works on those cannabinoid receptors in the body, CB2 receptors, which we're going to talk a little bit more about later. It also has beta-pinene, okay? So beta-pinene is very well known to help improve regulation of our cognitive processes. So that's emotions, arousal, memory, and this is through our monoaminergic system in our brain. So we're talking emotion, pleasure, motivation, reward, executive reasoning, sleep and arousal, learning, memory, pain, appetite, satiety, all of those things. So it's going to be fantastic for so many different things. Guess what else this does? It's great at eliminating toxins. So if you travel abroad and you're frequently exposed to invaders, parasitic invaders, bacterial invaders, this is the oil for you. You're going to be using this typically topically and internally. This is not one that I'm going to recommend that you diffuse because it's got the pomegranate seed oil, and we'll talk about that in a second. And for those of you that suffer from lethargic bowels, right? So you struggle with the bowel peristalsis and moving things along, this is going to be your new best friend. Only takes 2 drops in a veggie cap. Fantastic for that. And to kill off those invaders if you're traveling to a foreign country. Okay, so fantastic for that. Let's talk a little bit about the pomegranate seed oil and why doTERRA combined that in here. So that's why it's called a nutritive duo. So pomegranate seed oil, fantastic for healthy metabolic function. So it's composed primarily, of pinuic acid and a rare source of conjugated I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Linoleic acid. It's Friday, right? Sorry, guys. Let's just say CLA. So this is a very important nutritive duo. So what they found is when they combined the yarrow oil, which by the way cannot normally be taken internally because of the level of foojones, which can sometimes be difficult for our body to metabolize. But guess what? doTERRA's completely exclusive sourcing for yarrow oil has no foojones in it. So that's why we can take this one internally. So fantastic. So if you want to compare this to a different oil, Blue Tansy is the one to compare it to. So they have similar benefits for topical application, but what you're going to find is the beta-pinene and the chemazoline are higher in the yarrow, okay? Going to be much higher in the yarrow. And let's just talk about beta-carotenin for 2 seconds, which is going to be great because it's going to lead us into one of our other new products. But beta-carotenin is a chemical constituent that works directly on what's called our CB2 receptors, okay? So our body has cannabinoid receptors. Yes, God made us with those receptors, CB1 and CB2. And the beta-carotenin works on CB2 receptors, okay? That has no psychoactive effects. And what's so interesting about that is it has great, fantastic anti-inflammatory and discomfort relieving effects, okay? So if you suffer from discomfort in any sort of your joints muscles, anything like that. Sorry, Instagram, the camera I'm using for that just keeps messing up. So a much higher constituent than blue tansy, beta-caryophyllene. Okay, so what's the point here, right? Let's get to the key point. So Yara's beta-caryophyllene and pomegranate seed oils, the punic acid and conjugated CLA acid, right, exhibit synergy for these receptor targets in the body. So what they found is when they combined them, there was a synergistic effect. And what does that mean? That means that the effects of the pomegranate seed oil and the Yara oil enhanced each other by being combined, okay? So that's why they're calling this a nutritive duo. And again, this will come with a dropper in December. Okay, so I want to make sure I touch on this completely. You can use it internally, topically. Again, I wouldn't diffuse this oil because it's so valuable internally and topically. That's what I would use it for, is for those problems. Again, one thing I didn't mention about the pomegranate seed oil, it's fantastic for those of you looking for lipid support. So some of you that are dealing with elevated lipid levels, it's fantastic at actually regulating those and regulating the actual inflammation that can cause some of that. And for the skin, for those of you guys with discomfort, a great blend for this would be cedarwood and frankincense, okay, to help regulate the skin, and also for some of those areas where you need pain support. And like I said, works on great pathways for inflammation. So I can't talk enough about this because it's already changed my life in some certain situations where I needed help with my digestive system. And when I was traveling, I was in Utah and I took 2 drops of this and it changed my life already. So I'm excited to now start using it for my skin, for the anti-aging support. So this is going to be a must-have coming out in December, okay? So wait till December. What a great Christmas gift for you to give someone. Okay, now let's move on to our green mandarin. Green mandarin, such a beautiful oil. I'm diffusing it actually right now with king pepper. So green mandarin is going to be available October 1st. Again, you see the supplement facts side on the bottle, so that means you can take this internally. It is going to be due out October 1st. It's going to be $28 wholesale, and it is a 15 ml bottle. So you guys, this is very unique, okay, as far as citrus oils. It has very unusual chemistry. And just know this, most of the time when we're talking about citrus oils, they're very inexpensive, right? Typically between $10 and $16, doTERRAs. They're all high in limonene, but this one is actually the highest content of limonene, which means it's actually great at decreasing neuronal excitability. And what's interesting about this one is it's going to be great for respiratory support, okay? So for thinning out mucus, adding this to some frankincense and eucalyptus as a chest rub is going to be fantastic entering into that respiratory season. It's going to be fantastic to be putting in your diffuser. And guess what? It's also great as a digestive tonic. Okay, so that's what's very interesting about this citrus oil. It comes from the green mandarin, but it's unripened. If you see red mandarin as an oil, then that's the ripened fruit. So this is the unripened version from the cold press of the rind. So again, that unusual chemistry, and it really does not have a typical citrus aroma. It is citrus, but you sort of get this little bit, I don't want to call it peppery, but it's just this very, very clean scent. And another reason why we love this oil as citrus, because typically we have to worry about photosensitivity and citrus oils. Guess what? Not with this one. So this is going to be your citrus oil of choice that you can put in your lotion in the summertime. Very uplifting, very fresh. And what's also interesting about this chemistry is most citrus oils uplift our mood and make us more excitable, right? And more sort of aroused and sort of awake. And this citrus oil is actually very, very calming. So it's very well known for its calming properties. So you're going to be using this topically. You can diffuse it. You can also take it internally. So you can put a couple drops in your water. Sorry, Facebook Live, Organic Sal. One of my 50 cameras is sort of bouncing around. So again, no photosensitivity, very fantastic for, again, you see lots of oils coming out for any sort of nerve discomfort, right? So it's going to be fantastic for that nerve discomfort. And for those science nerds out there, the limonene in here actually disrupts a pathway called 5-LOX pathway that actually causes tissue disruption. So we would like to reverse that, or get in there and not allow that to happen, right? So the limonene in this really does that. So again, we talked about digestive support. Oh, how did I miss this part? Hold up, sisters. All of my ladies out there, this is your oil for circulation, stretch marks, cellulite, lymphatic drainage. So I just had a lymph massage the week before last to help with some areas of inflammation. I was swollen, and lemongrass has typically been our one that we use for lymphatic drainage and keeping lymph thin and getting things moving along. Well, guess what? This is your new best friend, your new companion to lemongrass to use for lymphatic massage. Okay, so it's going to be fantastic for that. I'm going to start putting this in my doTERRA non-toxic lotion for those little trouble areas that I would love to look smoother, especially still 80 degrees in Georgia, so I'm still wearing a bathing suit when I take my kids to the pool right now. So I'm definitely going to be incorporating this into the lotion for my legs and some of the areas that I would like my skin to look smoother. So hooray for more of that. I feel like we have a lot of oils that doTERRA has released to help us ladies function and feel better. Great also for metabolism. So you can combine this with the Yarrow Palm, the nutritive duo, intake internally. So it's very well known to help with those lipid levels and glucose metabolism. So we already talked about diffusing it for your mood, combining with lime and eucalyptus for respiratory support, tissue irritations, cellular support, metabolism internally, okay, with the Yarrow Palm. Okay, now let's talk about the one that everybody has been waiting for. The beloved turmeric oil. I know so many of you have asked me, messaged me in the past about, does doTERRA have a turmeric oil? Are they ever going to come out with a turmeric oil? Well, they finally have, and aren't we so grateful for that? So this is going to be available for those of you guys that have a doTERRA wholesale membership October 1st. It's going to be $28 for a 15 ml bottle. And you guys, let's just talk about some of the science and why this is going to be such an amazing oil for so many of you. I'm just so excited about this because so many of you come to me with problems, concerns, complaints, issues stemming from inflammation, all inflammation, right? And this is really going to be a go-to oil for you to use for that. So I'm just so excited to start recommending it to clients, to start helping people with this. I know that this is going to help people so much, and it's going to help me. So I am so excited to talk about turmeric oil. I'm going to tell you guys why the powdered turmeric that you maybe have been using, or that maybe you put in your food, is not that bioavailable, not that active for you. So what's so interesting, two of the major active chemical constituents that we have in the turmeric root, right? This is part of the ginger family. So it's a root that grows in the ground, and we're getting this from India and Nepal, and it's actually steam distilled from the root. So you have curcuminoids and you have tumerones, okay? So this is some of the chemistry. So typically, if you're getting some of that powdered form of the curcuminoids, right, we're getting that from what's called a CO2 extraction. And the problem with that is it's not the best benefit for us because it's not very bioavailable to our body. In fact, most of it actually gets excreted and not absorbed into our tissues. So if you're taking it in capsules, if you have it in the powdered form, you guys, the powdered form is fantastic to color your kids' food, okay, naturally. No artificial dyes, right? Fantastic for that, but that's about all it's good for. It's not really that good for your body. So if you're eating powdered turmeric, you're really not getting the benefits of the turmeric root. And so a lot of those are not necessarily what we talk about water soluble, so they're not actually getting into the cell. We want it to get into the cell because that's where it's active and combating inflammation in the tissues, right? So guess what? We increase the bioavailability of turmeric 7 times when we use the essential oil. This is steam distilled, not CO2 extracted, okay? And so these tumerones now from the turmeric oil can actually readily be absorbed. So the essential oil is very high in tumerones, and can actually act at the cellular membrane. This is what you want. This is where you see the magic happen in your body, okay? So what's interesting about doTERRA, you've already been receiving some of the botanical and the essential oil in the deep blue polyphenol complex and the alpha CRS. If you take the Lifelong Vitality Pack by doTERRA, then you're already getting some of this in there. So it increases the bioavailability, again, of those curcuminoids by 7 times, okay? And then we see that higher level of tumerones in this. So those tumerones, again, are what act on the cellular membrane. It's what we want. So why would we use this? It's fantastic for the immune system. Just think about inflammatory disorders, okay? Anybody that you know, or if you suffer from an inflammatory disorder, pain, where you need pain support, or you have any sort of discomfort, especially nerve discomfort, any sort of situation where you have your body that's attacking itself, okay, and the inflammation that sort of cascades from that, this is going to be an oil that you're going to love and want to use daily. So there's a study on this, neurotoxicity study, and healthy neurons in the presence of turmeric demonstrated an improved neuronal response and greater resilience. And stressed neurons in the presence of turmeric demonstrated greater health and activity. So if you know someone that is suffering from what we would call a neurodegenerative disease or a neurodegenerative problem, let's not say disease, but let's say a problem where they're suffering from symptoms of that, this is going to be something that is going to support them and help them through that, okay? So how are we going to use this? Natural tissue support, very strong antioxidant capacity, also going to support the cardiovascular system. It's going to support and preserve that brain function, and guess what? It's neuroprotective. So you can take 1 to 2 drops internally for that cell protection. You can use it topically with some of your other things that you use for pain support, copaiba, frankincense, deep blue. You guys, for some of you that have joint discomfort, this is going to be life-changing for you. And guess what? We can use it in combination. Where's my green mandarin? You can use it in combination with the green mandarin to sort of disrupt that 5-LOX pathway, okay, that causes tissue disruption, right? Then you can also use it with yarrow palm, okay, to disrupt that COX-2 pathway, okay, which is causing inflammation, okay? So we're going to use these to sort of disrupt those pathways in the body and to sort of support the body in that way. Okay, so let's jump ahead and talk about one more thing. Something that you guys may or may not have used yet, but I want to talk about it again for you if you haven't used it before. So we now have copaiba in the soft gels, okay? And these are going to be out October 1st. It comes in 60 soft gels. It's going to be $32. Sorry for those of you guys in the user group. Here it is. Copaiba soft gels. And I'll just show you guys these really quick. Really simple, tiny, little soft gels full of the amazing copaiba oil. So let's just talk about copaiba for a second if you've never used it. It was actually released and sourcing was secured last year by doTERRA. It comes from the resin of a tree in the Amazonian rainforest. Hey, Courtney. Amazing, amazing oil that people have benefited from so much in the last year. And doTERRA just wants to make our life easy. So they were like, let's just put it in a pill for people so they can take it internally when they need it. And how easy, you don't have to make a veggie cap. So doTERRA is constantly coming out with products to make our lives easier. So it comes from the resin of that tree in the Amazonian rainforest. Now you guys, what's amazing about copaiba is this. Again, remember how we talked about that beta carotene in the yarrow palm? Guess what? We have a lot of beta carotene in copaiba. So that works on our endogenous cannabinoid system. We don't have any CB1 effect. There's no psychoactive effects from this, okay? It's not going to make you lethargic or tired. Has same benefits as other cannabinoids out there, okay? And it has direct CB2 receptor interaction. And what that basically means is cellular metabolism, okay? Inflammation, decrease in discomfort in the body, increase in cellular health, okay? Now, when we talk about this, CBD oil is all the rage, okay? It can be fantastic in its own right, but the problem with CBD oil is it doesn't act directly on the CB receptors, and it's actually very difficult to find CBD oil that is not got a trace amount of THC in it. So it's very difficult to remove all of the THC. So for people that undergo drug tests at work, or that have to operate heavy machinery and get drug tested at work, topically you're getting that exposure with CBD oil. So that would be something that would give people concern. So this is going to be a fantastic product to use for pain support, inflammation support, works directly on those receptors. And it's great, you guys, the oil, if you have not used the oil for yourself or your kids, if they've ever had a cough, it's absolutely incredible on the chest to sort of calm the respiratory system and sort of help with those strong coughs. It's a fantastic for pain support. Here's another little slide, a little bit more information about the CB2 receptors for those of you guys in the Essential Oil Solutions group. And guess what? Those CB2 receptors are found in immune cells, the gastrointestinal tract, and the peripheral nervous system. So that's why it works in those 3 areas. So just a fantastic new thing that we have from doTERRA to make our lives a little bit easier if you really need to be taking Copaiba internally. So amazing. Now, let's move on to some of the more personal care products that doTERRA has come out with. The reason why I love this is because I know I can go to doTERRA for my oils, and I can also go to them for my personal care products. Many of you guys know my story, and one of the things that I really needed to do in my home was sort of stop all of the toxic products, right? Everything from mouthwash to cleaners to toothpaste. Just did an in-home detox, and I do that for so many clients now, where I just go through and detox all of their products out of their home that are toxic, because we don't need toxic exposure. That's what causes cellular disruption. So I can't hit this home enough for all of you guys out there how important it is to clean up the health of your home. We are focused on cleaning up the health of our bodies, but what we don't realize, so you may have done that with nutrition and done some other things in your life to sort of clean up the health of your body, but if you are not cleaning up the health of your home, you're still getting exposure to things that are causing disruptions in your body. Okay, and a lot of the chemicals out there are DNA disrupting, they're carcinogens, and they're hormone disrupting. So, you may have one product in your home that is all those things and not know it, but think about the 20 or 30 products that I know I used to have in my home that were all those things. And that constant cumulative toxic exposure is really, really, really bad for our body, okay? And so I'm just so grateful for doTERRA because I can trust them for all of my personal care products. I know they're not going to use any phthalates, parabens, no dyes, nothing that is disrupted to the DNA. They're committed to that. So, hallelujah, and the angels sang from heaven above for On Guard mouthwash, people. Available November 1st. In a 16-ounce bottle for $14.50 wholesale. Hallelujah. Many of you guys are very familiar with the On Guard toothpaste. It's got cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and wild orange, right? Lots of essential oils that are incredible for the oral health. So cinnamon, very antibacterial. Clove, very actually anesthetic if you have dental work done. Fantastic for that. But strong antibacterial agents that we use in the mouth, and there's nothing non-toxic. For those of you guys that are using typical toothpaste, guess what? It's toxic. It has sodium lauryl sulfate in it. Some of them have triclosan in there, which is a hormone disruptor. You don't want to be putting that in your mouth every day. And think about how vascular your mouth is, okay? You get great absorption in your mouth to your bloodstream. So you do not want to be using those toxic products in your mouth every day. So mouthwash. This is going to be just like our On Guard toothpaste, and you guys, I can tell you this, I'm addicted to it. I use it like 3 or 4 times a day. So we're so used to the On Guard toothpaste that we know doTERRA has done a study on. So it's got some clinically proven non-toxic ingredients to improve the remineralization and surface enamel of the teeth. Teeth color was improved by 34%, and plaque formation was decreased by 63% in their study done on their toothpaste, which is fantastic. So they decided, why shouldn't we do a study on our On Guard mouthwash, right? So they had 70% more participants with healthy oral pH range after use. So a normal pH of the mouth is anywhere from 5.3, 5.4 to 6.5. So after 4 days of use, more than 70% of the participants had a pH range in the mouth that was in normal ratio. And this is what we love. It's clear and natural and alcohol free. And because it was difficult for them, remember, essential oils and water don't mix, right? So it was difficult for them to sort of find a formulation that kept the essential oils dispersed, so you didn't have to sort of shake it up. And they've done that. They've done that with some fruit extracts and a little bit of glycerins. So it's all suspended in here. There's no mixing. And you guys, you know I'm crazy. I've already gone on EWG and checked every single ingredient. We have water. We have orange peel, clove bud, cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary, some glycerin in here, miswak bark, salt, citric acid, monk fruit. So all of these ingredients are completely clean and safe. So finally, I can use mouthwash again. I haven't used mouthwash in years. So that's going to be a fantastic new non-toxic product by doTERRA. No alcohol in it, okay? No alcohol. So I even like diluted a little bit for my kids the other day. My daughter loves the On Guard toothpaste. She eats it, but I don't freak out about it because it's not bad for her. I try and tell her not to do it. I don't encourage her to do that. But it's just so great for me to have the comfortability and to know that I can let my kids use this stuff and it's non-toxic for them too. Okay, so let's talk about doTERRA Spa. It only makes sense that doTERRA would come up with spa line, right? Because essential oils are fragrant. It's the aromatic compound of the plant. It's so hydrating and beautiful for the skin. It's anti-aging. All these essential oils have all of these anti-inflammatory benefits from the skin. So they've come out with a spa line and they're adding to that now. So here we have the doTERRA Spa Hydrating Mist. So excited about this stuff. You guys, it smells amazing. I'll tell you where it came from. And this is going to be out, I believe, October 1st. Don't quote me on that. And it's in a 125 ml bottle. And guess what? You can spray it up. And you can also, on your legs, spray it down like this. So it's fantastic for that. So it's $25 wholesale in your wholesale account. And the reason this came about, so the essential oils in here are called the Beautiful Blend. And Courtney says, I love the mist. I know, I'm obsessed with it. And guess what? I went out the other night and I had sort of a strapless outfit on, and I just sprayed this, and like my skin just looked so shimmery and beautiful the whole time. I didn't even really have to rub it in. But my skin just looked amazing and I smelled so good. So the Beautiful Blend last year was a blended, a beautiful blend that they handed out at our gala. They always give us a blend at gala. So it had frankincense, bergamot, lime, osmanthus, which is sort of a flowering oil. So imagine citrus with sort of a little bit of this like heaviness of frankincense. I can't really describe it, but it's been my most favorite blend almost of any oils. And I bought it when doTERRA released it, even after gala. And they knew that people loved it so much, they were like, why don't we just make this in the spa mist? So people have gone nuts over this blend and now this product. You guys, there's nothing bad for you in here. This is amazing. I'm going to read off the products to you. Coconut oil, sunflower seed oil, passion fruit, avocado oil, and a little bit of citric acid and triglycerides. That's it. Right? I mean, typically you'd have to make this stuff for yourself for spa products. So doTERRA is doing it for us. It's amazing. It's $25, which is super, super inexpensive if you're looking at some of the non-toxic beauty products that are coming out there that don't even have quality essential oils in them. So I'm very excited about this because this just makes me feel beautiful and I love it. So excited about that. Okay, let's talk about smelling good and doing it non-toxically. Hello to a new and reformulated non-toxic deodorant. If you guys are using typical deodorants that have aluminum in them, they've been associated with the increased risk of breast cancer. We know that aluminum is a heavy toxic metal. It can actually block the tissues and block lymphatic drainage. It's not good for us. In the beginning, before I found any non-toxic deodorant, I was just making my own. It was so annoying. And so I'm so excited to now have this because doTERRA had a deodorant before, but not gonna lie, it didn't really work that well. So the Balance Blend, non-toxic, available October 1st, refreshed and reformulated blend, and it's much bigger than the previous deodorant they had. So now it's in 2.65 ounces for $8.75. And for those of you guys that love the Balance Blend by doTERRA, hello, it's in this deodorant. It smells so good. Men love it too because it's got tree oils in it. So it's that very grounding scent of tree oils, frankincense. And guess what? The next one coming out is going to be Citrus Bliss. So for those of you guys that love a citrus with sort of a vanilla, almost like an orange creamsicle, the next one coming out is that. So, and let me just tell you about the ingredients in this. It has an EWG rating of 1. All of the ingredients do, so incredible. Arrowroot powder. Does have a little baking soda, so if you're a little bit sensitive to baking soda, I tell people put a little bit extra fractionated coconut oil on top. I'm a little sensitive to baking soda, and I've actually had no problem with this, so that's fantastic. Shea butter, coconut oil, sunflower seed oil, jojoba esters, jojoba oil, castor oil, and then of course all the oils from frankincense. Okay, so those are all the new doTERRA products. How excited are we to try them and get them in our home? So let me tell you about that. If you guys are interested in learning about the products, doTERRA has a dream tour, post-convention tours. They're usually 2 hours, and they're happening all over the country. When our lives are finished, I will post a link for you guys, Organic South, and for Instagram. Sorry, Instagram is paused. I will post a link for you guys. They're in every major city around the country. It's usually about 2 hours, and it gives you a nice overview, and you can actually have access to, woohoo, the Dream Kit. So if you guys want to try all of these products, it's going to be available for the first time in a kit October 2nd, okay? So if you bought these products individually, they would be $363. So doTERRA is offering this in a Dream Tour convention kit. We don't know the pricing yet, but it's going to be October 2nd. For those of you guys on LRP, you want to wait and check October 1st, October 2nd, push your LRP out to the 3rd or the 4th of the month, and check and see how much that kit's going to be if you want to buy all this product together. I guarantee you, and I know, they will have a reduced price for the kit versus if you go and buy them individually, okay? So that's going to be super important. So just know that. That's the first time they're actually offering that to people that didn't go to convention. Typically, it's only the people that go to convention conference for doTERRA that get access to all these products all together in a kit. So they're going to be releasing that October 2nd. And just know some of the other products are going to be October 1st. The mouthwash is in November. And then the Yarrow Palm is in December. So if you want that Yarrow Palm now, you should get the Dream Tour convention kit for sure. Plus, it's going to be a discounted price. So check out those Dream Tour convention dates, post-convention dates, because that'll be so fun to go to. And just get excited because we have a lot of new amazing oils that I know are going to benefit you guys and be so, so helpful to you. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you have any questions about any of the material that I presented, some of the science, if you want to see some of the studies, just please post and comment, and I'll be happy to update you and tell you guys all about that and post some of the studies that I found on some of these amazing and beautiful oils that doTERRA has brought to us. So grateful that we have the opportunity to use natural solutions in our home. Plants are medicine for our body, and our body receives it so well. There's no side effects for it, and we're just so grateful for it. And we're so grateful for a company like doTERRA that works so hard to take care of people around the world and provide us with the best, highest quality, most therapeutic grade essential oils out there. So thanks you guys for joining me on Friday. Happy Friday. Go have a great weekend, and let me know if I can help in any way, okay? Hey, Ekta, I know, I'm so excited too. So great to see you guys. Have a fantastic Friday.